Hi, Zach. How was your lunch that I packed for you today?
Um, yeah, I'd have to give it a 50 out of 100.
Wait, it was that bad?
Well, listen, the looks of this thing was like something they ate back in the 50s. It's like something that my grandma was making for my mom back in the day. Well, I suppose you're not the youngest woman around, though.
But I made sure to put all your favorite foods in there for you. Of course, I had to make sure to keep your meal balanced.
And I am getting all the nutrition I need. But this all looks like something from a dumpster, and eating it in front of others here is embarrassing. I'd rather be eating a pre-made meal from a gas station over this. And tomorrow I hope you can make me something much better than this, though.
Alright. Hey, Zach? Did I do something to upset you recently?
Huh? Why are you asking me that?
Well, ever since we've gotten married, haven't you felt like the two of us have grown a little distant? Before it felt like, it felt like you were a lot nicer to me. And you'd always compliment the meals I made for you and everything, right?
It's a known fact that after marriage, the relationship dynamics change. Do you think the love we had before can carry on forever?
What? I'm not talking about the love we have for one another. I just feel as though I'm not getting the same respect from you as I once did.
Well, from now on, you and I are going to be together for years to come, right? Are you saying you're not enjoying our relationship right now?
Are you saying that this is the way you normally act then?
Yes.
Does this mean when we were dating you were just acting all your kindness out?
I wasn't acting it all out for you, but I will say that I felt pretty tired after a while sometimes. I mean, back then you were still a stranger to me and all. But now we are a married couple, so I can act like I want and say what I really mean. You should start doing the same.
And I have been acting the way I normally do ever since we started to become serious.
Oh, I see. So you've always been kind of insensitive then, huh? That's right. You become my wife now, and I think it'd be better if you started thinking about how I feel and what I want more often.
You're saying that since now I'm your wife, I need to change my attitude? Wasn't it you that liked me for who I was when we started dating and never asked me to change?
Yeah, I guess. I just don't want you saying anything useless. I like it when you're straight to the point and thoughtful. And I just want to make sure you act like a woman and stay away from having any fights with me over stupid things. But you're already my wife now, right? So I'd like it if you showed me a bit more respect now that I'm the one taking care of you and everything.
And I've been trying to show how thankful I am for you, always working for the both of us.
Well, it hasn't been enough at all, Natalie. I need you to start really trying harder. Well, maybe it's the fact that you don't understand just how hard it is to be in my position. After all, it's not like you're working any kind of job. Even before we were married, you were just working part-time at your parents' cafe. What?
That wasn't a part-time job, though. I was working a lot of hours, making sure to run that business whenever my parents needed me.
But listen, you were just helping out with your parents' work, which pretty much makes you a loser. I'm surprised by all of this. You never once worked at a normal full-time job like everyone else has. And what's worse is the fact that you never finished high school.
And I told you all about that before. My dad passed away all of a sudden, and I had to drop out of school to help my family fight through the tough times. I couldn't just leave my mom there on her own trying to run the cafe. And besides, once I turned 18, I made sure to go and get my GED.
Even so, you're still a high school dropout. If you'd have at least gone on to college after getting your GED, then this conversation would be very different, but you didn't.
So you're saying that because I never graduated from a high school that you're allowed to pick on me?
I'm not, though. All I'm telling you are the facts. Don't try and twist my words, Natalie. And even if I didn't say anything about you dropping out, it's not hard to tell that you never made it past the 10th grade.
I originally did want to continue going to high school after helping my mom out, but by that time it was already too late to go back. Honestly, I thought you'd be giving me more respect for pulling myself up after all of that and still getting my GED. Maybe if you didn't like the fact that I dropped out, you shouldn't have ever married me. Then I wouldn't have to sit here trying to defend myself from you.
Well, to be fair, that's not really the thing that bothers me right now. I just wanted to say that I want you to start acting more like an actual wife for me. If not, your dropout butt will most likely be thrown out of the house. Hey, where's my meal? And why aren't you even home right now?
I thought I already told you that today I'd be back with my mom helping her out with the cafe.
But even if that's the case, you still have to be home by the time I'm getting back from work. You're a housewife, yet you're not even doing your job. Going off and doing whatever you'd like is like acting like a child, right?
And that's why I made sure to tell you all about this before. And I said that I wouldn't be making any dinner for you today.
Well, I never thought you were being serious about this. You really are beginning to be a problem now. And I can see that you really can't be a housewife for me.
I'm sorry, but it's been a while since I was last able to come back to my hometown and help my mom take care of the business. And this cafe will be closing next month, so I wanted to be here to meet all of the people that would be handling it after. Is there really any reason for you to get this upset over me going out every once in a while?
I have every reason, since you don't seem to grasp the fact that you're my wife. I should have known that a dropout really can't seem to understand even the most basic of things. If you can't seem to get your head straight, I have no use for you. I assume that since you were raised closely by your mom, you'd be good at keeping up with the chores and cooking, but I guess I missed with you.
Don't you think we could do without you saying things like that?
Well, I need you here to make sure that my life goes well for the both of our sakes. I don't need you to start making me more stressed than I already am. All you have to do is everything that I tell you to do.
You're starting to make it sound as though I'm supposed to be some kind of slave to you.
Well, I'm the one taking care of all your needs, so you pretty much are.
But I thought that being husband and wife meant we were equals.
Well, that's not the case here. You're my unemployed wife, and I'm your hardworking husband. You don't even have to think about it to know which one of us is the better person. Wait, could this mean you don't even know how to comprehend what I just said?
I'm sorry, but my mom is calling for me. Can we stop talking about this for now?
I'm far more important than that old hag mother of yours. I'm tired of trying to talk sense into you, so get your butt back home and make my dinner. I just had a long day at work, and I'm tired now. You're my wife, so you have to be here at all times to take care of me. Natalie, I don't need you to make dinner for me today.
Wait, but you told me today that you wanted to eat tacos, so I've been home getting it all prepared for you. I've even gone out and bought your favorite tortillas.
Well, I'm going to be eating out tonight. That's it.
Are you eating by yourself then?
How about you think about that one yourself? Just understand that I don't need your cooking tonight.
Hey, Zach. I've been thinking about this for a long time now. I don't think the two of us work well together. I thought that the times we had together before getting married were really fun and all, but the moment we got married, it seems as though you've really changed. A lot. It's like you're the opposite of the Zach that I fell in love with before. So, I am saying that being with you any longer really has no merit.
Hey, Natalie, can you stop saying so much bull crap to me right now? If you want to start getting all worried about our marriage now, you should have been thinking like that before the marriage. You're such a pain in the butt sometimes, you know?
This isn't me just getting worried about our marriage. I've been calm all this time, thinking about how the two of us are probably not meant for one another. If you'd like some examples, there's the times you put me down for being a high school dropout, and it's felt as though I've been a slave to you for over a month now. This is not the kind of life I wished to have before.
A slave? Your job is to make sure that the house is clean and food is on the table for me when I get home. That's literally the job of everyone's wife. The only difference is that, unlike everyone else's wife, you seem to have a hard time doing those simple tasks. So I've just been keeping you in line.
Well, it's less like you're warning me and more like you're threatening me.
So what? Are you saying you want us to get divorced? Natalie, do you think you'd be able to live on your own if you lose me? Like, really?
Huh?
If a high school dropout wife got thrown out by her husband, she'd be done. You don't even have any past experiences of work, so nobody'd even hire you. So shut up now and do as you're told. I shouldn't even have to tell you that a high school dropout has no right to be telling her husband her opinions.
So you've always been thinking of me that way?
Do you really think I just let you get on your high horse when you've never finished high school? The only use you have in this society is helping support me as I work long days to keep a roof over our heads. Someone would normally be able to understand that without having to make a fuss over it. So this must make you a complete idiot then. It's crazy to think that without me, you'd be nowhere in life.
Who the hell do you think I am, Zach?
Huh?
Because without you, I'll be able to live a much better life.
I don't need to listen to you try and stand up for yourself, okay? I'm laughing over you trying to act all high and mighty when you can't even understand a sentence with more than 20 words in it. And the one place you had been working at that you always boasted about is going to close. So where are you going to run off to after you leave me, huh?
I don't even have to do anything, Zach. I have the money right now, where I could live the rest of my life doing nothing but sit in my house and enjoy life.
Huh? Wait, are you saying that you have some kind of help from the government now because you're so mentally handicapped that you'd never be able to find a job? You really are useless.
I have a lot of properties under my name.
I told you to cut the crap, Natalie.
This isn't a lie.
If you have as much as you say you have, then there would have been no reason for your mom to keep running that cafe. Like, come on.
She was just running the cafe as a way of spending her time the way she likes to. But soon, my mom is going to be living overseas. She'd found a resort where she can spend the rest of her life relaxing.
You really are mentally screwed up, aren't you? I'm actually starting to get a little scared by how crazy your thinking has become.
Well, if you're worried about my head, then maybe it's time we separate. That's okay, right? We'll be getting a divorce this soon after marriage, so you won't have to split any of your money with me. And I don't care what happens to you after the divorce, so this is the perfect opportunity for you.
Natalie, we only just got married, so don't tell me that getting a divorce can be that easy.
Well, I don't want to be with you anymore. The man I once thought was going to treat me with kindness is now sitting there hurting me with any chance he gets. I never thought things would get this bad after we married.
And I told you that after marriage, things change between a man and his wife. That's just how it is. How many more times am I going to have to explain that to you? Your head is seriously empty.
I hate when you act that way. You never once said things like that to me when we were dating.
Well, once we'd gotten married, I started to realize that you needed a bit more discipline. Are we finished here? I want you to just shut up now and let me take care of things. I don't ever want to hear you say anything like you've said to your caregiver today, ever again.
And I'm telling you that I don't need your care anymore. I don't need you around me anymore to tell me what I can and can't do. So before you make any more excuses to me, just know that I've already made up my mind. When I get myself a lawyer, I'll get in touch with you again.
Hey, Natalie! Well, when the time comes that you come crying back to me, I'm going to shut you out. I'm not letting some dropout take advantage of me like this. Natalie, hey, what time do you think you'll be coming home?
I told you I'm not coming back.
Wait, I want to talk things over with you.
And we are going to talk about all of this tomorrow, right? I'll be coming over there with my lawyer around 10 a.m. We'll have all the time in the world to talk about what'll happen tomorrow, so you can just wait until then.
You were investing in things, right?
I was.
And with that, you were able to gain a large amount of money? I heard about all of that from your mom.
Oh? So my mom decided to reach out to you then. She was just getting herself ready to leave the States, and she said that all of this has been a bother for her.
I'm sorry.
Didn't you say something like this all just being a fight between us or something? Yet when she told you about the money I have gained in the past few years, you began to beg for her to help you to get my forgiveness?
I might have been a bit rude to you before, and that's why I want to apologize. But that's amazing. You were able to make that kind of money through investing. I'd like you to teach me how to do that soon.
I am not going to teach you, ever. We're getting divorced.
And I wanted to talk about that. I think the two of us should give up on trying to get a divorce. I've made sure to rethink everything I said to you before. I can see now that ever since we got married, I've been a little cold to you.
And you think by saying you were a little cold to me back then, things will all go back to normal? I'm not going to be forgiving to you, Zach.
Natalie, you don't have to be so uptight about this. I still love you a lot. The whole reason I married you is because I never cared about you dropping out from high school.
The real reason you married me is because I dropped out before graduating. And you thought that meant I'd have nowhere to run from your mistreatment of me. But now that you've gone and overdone it, I've had to show you up. I know everything you had planned on doing with me.
That's not the case, okay? I knew that even though you had no educational background, you could still make money for us as an amazing woman. It's rare to find someone like you that can make that much.
Is that what you think? Well, thank you so much for never showing me that you cared any about that. But no matter how hard you try to change the story, I'm not going to come back to you.
Natalie, I'm really sorry. I think that after getting married, I went a little overboard. Maybe I should have thought about my actions a little sooner.
I don't need to hear any more from you, Zach. There's no way I'll believe any more of what you say.
I'm not trying to make any more excuses, though. This is how I really feel now. Hey, just come back home. We don't have to get divorced, right? I've been really wanting to eat some of your cooking lately.
But it's not good enough for you, right? Reminds you of something your grandma would cook, right? That's how you complained about all of it before.
Well, that was just to make you work harder to make my food become perfect. That was never me saying that your cooking was nasty or anything like that.
That's what you're going to say now that you understand that I have enough money to take care of the both of us, right? Do you get what I'm saying? You're just trying to get me back for my money.
That's not at all what I'm trying to do, Natalie. I made sure to respect you before, right?
Well, if that were the case, then none of this would have been happening, right?
I'm starting to think that for a while now, you've been the one that's caused all of this. If you've had the money to take care of us both, you should have told me all of that.
Back when my dad was alive, someone that he trusted and respected a lot ended up stabbing him in the back. And it was over money. And so ever since then, my mom has always made sure to warn me about the people taking advantage of others over their money. She said that even after you and I got married, I shouldn't be telling you about all my savings for a little while. She then followed up by saying that I should only tell you about the money I make working with her at the cafe and nothing else.
And if you would have told me that before...
And that's the reason why we're getting divorced. I never had to want to tell you about it until we had grown a little bit older. But you continued to treat me like an idiot and act like you were better than me in every way. You wanted to keep acting as though me being a dropout meant that I'd never be able to take care of myself.
But if I don't have you around, I won't be able to manage myself. You've been here to take care of the house and all, right? Having you leave me right now is awful. I won't be able to carry on.
Even though we've only been married for 6 months now? Before we got married, you were living on your own, so you should be able to at least put your trash into the trash can, right?
But I'll get lonely when you're gone. I love you with all my heart.
You'd always tell me to never sleep until you got home. You'd always tell me to wake up before you did. You always told me to never talk back to you since I was just a dropout. You always told me that because I was your wife, I was like a slave. You have no right to tell me that you love me when you've said that multiple times. I am never going to come back to that sad life I had living next to you.
So you've already made your choice then?
I have. I'm not going to change the way I feel now.
Well, since you plan on leaving me after all I've done, I have one thing left to say. We're going to split our properties, right? Did you really think that you could just get away without taking any damage? I'll make sure that I get at least half of that money you've made off investing. If you can make that work, then I'm totally fine divorcing you.
I knew that you were only worried about the money. Well, luckily, you won't be getting a penny out of me.
Huh? Why not?
The properties that will be split are only those which the married couple shared. Anything that was made or held before the marriage cannot be split in the divorce.
Huh? I'm sorry, Natalie. I accidentally just said all of that out of anger. None of that is what I was actually thinking. So please don't do anything like that, okay?
Oh, I won't be thinking about that anymore. I already knew before you said that you're a piece of crap. It's just amazing that you understand less than a high school dropout does about the real world. You assumed that you'd still be able to take advantage of me. I knew all along that you were the only one in our relationship that never mentally graduated from high school. After that, the divorce I tried to get was halted by Zach. It took me a lot of time to have to go through all of that messages that Zach and I had sent back and forth, but I was finally able to get some evidence from there. I also had some recordings of the things he had said to me in person, and I used all of that to push the divorce through. And after that was finished, I had nothing else to attend. So I packed up my things and went out to visit my mom at her new house overseas where I could spend some time with her. But during that time, the both of us were gone. Zach broke into my mom's house back in the States and was arrested. His reason for it is that he was so upset that he didn't get anything from me in the divorce, and so he wanted to at least steal some things from our house in exchange. And that he'd take all of those things and sell them for however much they were all worth. However, my mom and I both don't really care for the expensive stuff, and so he wasn't able to find anything worth stealing. And since my mom had moved away and left me with the house, I made sure to put all of our financial documents into a deposit box at the bank since I'd be out of the country. He ended up not finding anything to steal and was caught on our security camera, which ended up automatically calling the police on him. and he was taken into custody. Just when I hope he'd be able to understand his situation, he went right back to it, trying to fight back at me. Also, with him ending up in jail for a little while, he ended up losing his job. The fact that he's really lost a lot for the way he treated me leaves me with nothing else but laugh at him. I guess this is what has to happen to those people that treat others like crap eventually. But I'm glad I saw through him from the start, so that I was able to make it back to my mom's side before things got too far out of hand. Now my life has become a lot more free, and after I get back from my vacation at my mom's new house, I'll return home to take care of the house and estates and think about what I want to do next. And since I came from a life of not having much money, I am just fine going about my normal routines with my money I have from my investments. So I see no need for overspending, so I'll make sure to put all of my money back into the market and slowly continue to make money while using what I have to keep myself happy and those around me happy. And to make sure that the same thing that happened to me before doesn't happen again, I'll watch out for those who seem too nice to be taken seriously. I'm still not over the shock of how drastically Zack changed from being really kind to becoming a total devil. So for a little while longer, I think I'll just keep to myself and work on making myself a better person for the future. Thank you for watching and listening. We hoped that you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.